jumped on, but it's alright. We've got lots to show today. It might be a bit of a mashup, showing all sorts of different elements and different things we're working on. I do have a structure in this, but I might go off tangent on bits. If I do, then do try rein me in. So I'll just start with the customary, just showing you where I am in the UK, just in case anybody's interested before we get started. Give me 1 second just to share the screen with you. Okay, you should see Google Maps now. I actually live in a town called Haworth, which is in the north of England, which is in Yorkshire. Hence the accent. Hopefully you can understand what I'm saying without too much problem. And we'll just keep zooming in. And then eventually, if your screen keeps up, you should see that I am round about here. It's a glorious sunny day today in the UK, which is quite rare. We've seen some nice sunshine. It's a shame to be trapped inside, so I might take the iPad out into the garden and finish the rest of the Moodle outside today. Obviously not the talk. Right, I'm going to go back to my Connect session now and stop that share. And I'm just going to flick over to my different window now, just to the presentation, and I'll bring up my PowerPoint. Just waiting for that to load. Whilst that's loading, just resize it, make it a little bit larger so you can see it. Feel free to ask, yikes, you shouldn't have seen that screen yet. Feel free to ask any questions as we're going along. Just waiting for my... Here we go, that's a lot better. Okay, we'll edit all this out, don't worry. Okay, so this is my iMoot presentation. So I'm Lewis Carr, as Julian said. I'm currently the VLE manager for Leeds City College. Moodle was adopted at Leeds City College in 2008, but I'd been using Moodle since around 2004. So I think that's quite early on for some organisations. And then the college went through various mergers and takeovers, and then since then it's just grown and grown and grown, and we've swallowed in other VLEs, including a Blackboard installation as well. And then aside from working at Leeds, I've worked on lots of other Moodle projects, helping out in education, and also done some things in the private sector as well. So the session outline then for today, I'm going to tell you about the college VLE. I'm then also going to move on and talk about our upgrade path to Moodle 2, and briefly touch on what worked and what didn't work, and then looking at the impact of change. Now, I'm not going to dwell on this too much because I know there are other presentations that have already spoke about upgrading to Moodle 2, but I really just want to share our experiences and how as a person I kind of jump into things and figure it out as I'm going along, rather than a big structured thought out process. Then I'm going to give you a behind-the-scenes tour of the Moodle at Leeds City College, and then I'm going to go through the 10 in-house custom hacks that we've done, where I've bodged bits of code and coded a few little blocks and really changed things around to make Moodle work differently for us. And then working on a custom reporting tool, which I can show, and then I'm going to be looking at sort of my bespoke My Moodle page, which then leads me nicely on to the last part of the section, which is my plans for the future and what we're actually going to do next. And hopefully, if you're still with me at that stage, you'll see some quite radical new ways of thinking. What we're planning, hopefully for this summer, definitely for Christmas, is a new approach to Moodle in the way we do the My Moodle page and the way we share resources amongst courses. So we're looking at doing something quite radical. So that's the magic at the end of the talk. So hopefully that'll keep you going just to stay with me till the end of this hour. Okay then, so Moodle Leeds. Well, it's quite a large installation. We have about over 5,000 courses and 25,000 active student accounts and 1,000 active staff accounts. And what I mean by active is these are people actually logging on and using Moodle this academic term. We have over 60,000 resources. At the moment it's around about 300 gig. That's growing with more and more video and bigger files that tutors are uploading onto Moodle. And on average we get about 70,000 visits a month on average. So it's a heavily hit site, and it's now core of a lot of the things that we do in this college. Okay, so a quick look then at the upgrade journey to Moodle 2. Well, I had one goal, and that was to make the upgrade to the end user as seamless as possible. There's a lot of fear in upgrading Moodle because tutors on a whole do not like change. They're a bit reluctant to change. They don't like things being moved, menus been mucked about with. So one of the things we tried to do was make it still look and feel like the previous Moodle, however with all the new bells and whistles that are going on underneath within Moodle. And to be honest, by the time we'd upgraded, not many tutors were aware of the upgrade, apart from the file manager. Okay, so what was my plan? What was the procedure? Well, I'd like to say it was a lot more thought out and charted and mapped out using Basecamp and charts and various things, but it wasn't. The plan was to make an offline copy of Moodle without any Moodle data, just the database, and just run a local test upgrade and just throw it out there and see what happens, see what errors we came back with. At this stage it was possible to highlight any functionality that was going to lose, such as third-party blocks and also all the custom code that we'd done prior to the upgrade. It was a good time to report any errors and fix any errors, and then continue with the upgrade. And then once we got a working version, we then made all the patches, made all the fixes again, backed up the database, and then run through it again just to check it was going to work. At the time of the upgrade, we didn't have Moodle 2 versions of the book module, the certificate module, face-to-face, the logbook or the lightbox gallery. But that didn't affect us too much because we knew most of these were coming out, and if they weren't coming out, then we'd have to find the time just to convert them over to Moodle 2. We did have a few errors in the installation, mostly because we were quite early adopters to Moodle 2, and it wasn't as mature as it is now. And also probably some of our custom tweaks and hacking the database to pieces probably broke more than is expected. We had a few errors in meta courses initially. We had some references in the meta table to courses that were no longer in Moodle that had been deleted. So I had to go back, find the references, delete the entry tables, and then and run the install again. But apart from that, that was the only error we got on the first upgrade. We then did an upgrade which included the data folder, which was the much bigger one. And like a fool, I did this from the web browser, so I've suffered timeouts and things like that, PHP timeouts. I didn't do it from command line. I just wanted to jump in and basically see just what was going on. And I've just noted at the end of this presentation, that this slide, sorry, that says failure is an option. And at this point, there was no pressure. We were working offline, we still had a working Moodle, nobody knew what we were doing behind the scenes, and it didn't matter if this thing went wrong 1,000 times. It was better just to keep testing it and get it right, rather than do it on the live environment. So then things quietened down and we got on with our daily routine at work. And then 3 weeks later, we performed the upgrade on the live environment. And then this threw up more errors than it did the first time because Moodle had matured again since then, and Martin and the team had done all sorts of changes and tweaks to it. And so a couple of errors that threw up then was a legal mix of collations in the database. We had UTF general, we had UTF-8, we had all sorts of different things going on in the database which we needed to fix. And then error 2, we still don't know what error 2 was. It just came up with unknown column item field in field list. We've no idea what that was or how to fix that. But luckily we'd backed things up before we started, so we could afford things to go wrong. We also had a few issues with themes not changing, and we had one of the early bugs, which was resources missing in your course until you actually clicked edit. This was the scariest one. We would go into a course, click on a resource, and the course, basically the course wasn't there. Sorry, the resources wasn't there, and when you clicked on them, it said file not found. And to fix that, we had to edit the resource, save it, and then it would appear again. It's since been fixed. I'll just, for some reason, a screen window's popped on. I'll just close that. So that's been fixed in a sense. That's nothing to worry about. I mean, all the way through things like this. I mean, being a bit of a geek and a bit of a hacker and somebody who really likes to get stuck into the code, I like things going wrong. I know that's probably shocking to some of you, but it's good. It means we get a deeper understanding how to fix things and a deeper understanding how Moodle works. And the more things that go wrong, the more we can fix, and then we can help other people. So what kind of impact then did this Moodle 2 upgrade have on our staff? Well, apart from a training impact, not much. The handouts we'd created prior needed updating and some new screenshots. The videos and tutorials and screencasts we'd made, they needed recording again and editing again. And our training courses within Moodle on how to use Moodle needed changing as well. So it was about this time we thought, well, why don't we just create a new training program and release something, structured this time? And that is what we did. We created something called the Moodle 2 training program, which is basically a menu of modules and Moodle courses that we deliver either through Moodle, through Adobe Connect, or face-to-face in a classroom environment. The overview is quite simple, really. It's split into 3 levels. We have beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And I actually have the PDF that I'm going to bring up on screen so you can see this. This document is available on this Moodle course on iMoot, so feel free to download it and hack it and use it in your organisation. I'm just going to go full screen so you can see this leaflet. We'll just scroll down and across. I'm hoping you can all see this. So on module 1, you can see it's just an introduction to Moodle. We just could do the basics of what is Moodle, how Moodle works. Module 2, we look at courses, how to request new courses, how to get courses set up. We explain how we do the enrolments. And then on to module 3, we're looking at creating basic resources such as files, web pages and labels. Now the great thing about this Moodle training program is that each module builds upon the last. So in order to do module 3, you must have completed 1 and 2, because we want the staff to already understand what Moodle is before they're throwing resources on the course. And then module 4, we talk about the WYSIWYG editor and the file manager. And then module 5 is what support we can give the college as a Moodle team. And then once you've completed the beginner level and you signed off at beginner level, we then move the staff on to intermediate. And this is really sort of the nuts and bolts of Moodle, the bit that I get excited about anyway. We're looking at adding intermediate resources such as NLN materials, creating books, and also creating sub-courses and modules as well. And then we're looking at intermediate activities in module 7. So we're looking at how to add choices, forums, feedbacks, glossaries, and all the interactive stuff, the proper teaching and learning stuff. Module 8 is just dedicated purely to assignments, because assignments at Leeds College is a huge area in Moodle. I mean, we have thousands of assignments being submitted weekly using the single file upload or the advanced file upload. So we've dedicated an entire module just on assignments to really show tutors how to grade and leave feedback in Moodle, and export things from the gradebook, and also back up assignment submissions. Module 9 looks at groups and groupings. It's a complicated beast to get your head around first of all, and hence it's a full 30-minute session on that. And then module 10 is all about housekeeping, how to back up your course, how to get ready for a new term, how to unenroll students from your course if you want to, and how to use the course reset tool, because so many people are unaware of the reset option in Moodle, and it's fantastic. It's a lifesaver. Just back up the course before you do it. And then lastly, you're moving on to advanced. So if you get any of your tutors, your teaching staff onto this level, then you're really making good headway in Moodle, and it relieves the support you have to give them. If you've got staff on advanced, then you know they're fine with setting up basic courses, and this is the real nitty-gritty now. This is the exciting part for us. We're looking at using databases, lesson tools, and quizzes and wikis. You'll have seen that in some of the sessions prior today. I mean, lesson module is a fantastic tool, and even better in Moodle 2. We then look at the gradebook in depth, because the gradebook's one of those things that can scare people off initially, and there's so much going on and so much it can do. So we start looking at how to export grades, how to use grade categories, how to hide grades from students. We're looking at grade calculations, weightings and totals, and really getting into the advanced part of the grade book. I mean, the grade book is so underrated almost, in the sense that unless you know how powerful it is, unless you really get stuck in there, you really don't know what it can do, and it does absolutely everything. I mean, just been asked about rubrics. When we created this PDF, we didn't have the rubrics, but obviously that's would have to appear in module 12 when we start training on that. I have to learn that first before I can deliver the training. We're then looking at just reports, so just how to generate course reports and export and manipulate data within a Moodle course. And also we generate custom reports as well for staff, and I have a reporting tool that I'm going to show you in the hack section of this presentation. Then we're looking at course layouts, how to design courses with hidden content and sections, how to replace content links with multimedia and hide things, and just make your course look different from the conventional Moodle course. And then lastly, we do a session on Adobe Connect, because we have the Moodle integration, Adobe Connect integration in Moodle. Okay, so I'm just going to stop sharing that document with you. Just going to have a quick drink, bear with me. I'm not used to the heat in this country, it's not normally this warm. Okay, so like I said, that document's available to get off this Moodle course. If you want it, feel free to use it, and let's move on with the presentation. Okay, so this is a Leeds City College overview, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to be giving you a tour of the site, looking at some of the things that we've done and the way we use Moodle creatively and differently as well. I'm actually going to start with a Moodle induction video because Adobe Connect's such a fantastic tool. Rather than just giving you a PowerPoint and things like that, I'm just going to show you a video. Hopefully this will play on mobile devices as well. Definitely play if you're on a desktop machine. Let me just find the video, which has disappeared. Hang on one second. Did have that as a share. Let's just see if it's still there. It is still there. Okay. Bear with me one second while I just it's got stuck in the corner. And my video seems to have got stuck on the screen. I can't seem to move it. I have to just leave that and go back to that in a bit, unless Julian or anybody can try to get hold of that and see if you guys can move it. Oh, and you did. Okay, I'll just give one more attempt to try and show this video. Okay, and I'll play it from here. Hopefully you can see what's going on.
It's a place where I can view my course materials, my assignments, and helps me learn online.
It's fully customisable. You can change the colour depending on your mood.
I quite like pink.
I like pink.
I like red.
If you're on a computer on campus, just load up Moodle and log in with your username and password.
No mess, no fuss.
It's really good that Moodle is on the internet because I can access it at home.
You can look at it on any web browser.
I can use it on my PS3 and iPhone as well.
It's real simple. You just go to moodle.leedscitycollege.ac.uk.
The menu system at the top of the page is pretty cool. From here I can access anywhere on Moodle.
It's well quick, everything I need is from the My Moodle page.
A list of my courses is shown on the My Moodle page.
And if your course list gets too long, you can now create Moodle folders.
My course page is well simple. I can see on a calendar when my assignments are due.
Any other resources and videos are quite clearly shown.
And Word documents and PowerPoints are clearly shown.
Moodle rocks, log on today.
Okay, videos seem to have, I don't know if my bandwidth is fast enough to quite keep up to that, but hopefully you saw a rough idea of what we do at Leeds, and that's our induction video for students. Okay, so as part of the tour, I'm going to sort of take you through the hacks whilst I'm giving you the tour now, and really show you some of the tweaks and things that we've got and that we've done. So since my last iMoot, which was a while back now, we've had less and less need to actually hack the code. We used to do lots and lots of hacking and tweaking things about, and although we do that, Moodle 2 is so much better than Moodle 1 that there's less and less need, because a lot of the things that we were doing are actually now much more obvious in Moodle, and the guys have done such a fantastic job of that there's less and less need to hack. Having said that, we still hack little bits, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to take you down through the top 10, and then I'm going to demo them. So hack number 10. At number 10 we have the theme itself, and I'll be showing you the different things we've done on the theme and the little tweaks and things that we've got. Then at number 9 we have Moodle user search. This is a real-time Ajax search and a real-time saver for us for finding users. When you've got so many users on a Moodle course and you're dealing with the telephone support and email support, you need to find students really quick. And we've got at number 8 course search, which is an Ajax course search. Again, same as the user search, but it just gives us access to courses really quickly. Hack 7 is a block we created called the Quick Course Edit block. If anyone remembers my presentation from the first iMoot, I had this hard hacked into the theme, which wasn't the way to do it, so we made it into a block, and it works well. At 6 we have center blocks in a theme. If anybody's creating a theme or things like that, consider you putting blocks in the center. It makes it look less Moodly, and it's just fantastic. Being able to position blocks wherever you want in a theme is just one of the biggest improvements. I personally think that is in Moodle 2. I just love it. Hack 5 is doing something different with RSS feeds, and I'll just briefly touch upon this now. Anyone familiar with Twitter feed? If not, you need to be. Twitter feed basically pushes RSS feeds out to a Twitter account, and how we use this is basically we have a lot of tutors not on Twitter. They don't want to engage with Twitter, but their students do. So how do you get students to follow tutors who don't tweet? Well, this is how we do it. We create a Twitter account on behalf of the tutor, and then we get the RSS feed from the forum, pass that through to Twitter feed, and so every time a tutor types something in a forum, it's pushed out to their Twitter account, so students actually pick that up. So yes, I've just been asked by Stephen, said we push out to Twitter, not Twitter into Moodle. Yes, that's exactly what we do. So the tutors carry on as they used to do. They're putting things in forums, they're discussing things in forums, and it's actually going out on Twitter without them having to even worry about what a tweet is or a hashtag or any of the Twitter things. So basically we're going in from Moodle, RSS to Twitter feed and out to Twitter. I recommend it if anybody's thinking of going down that route and using Twitter more. It just takes out that barrier. Basically, it knocks that barrier down that a lot of tutors face when they say, "Oh, we haven't got the time to tweet," and "How do you expect me to tweet?" and they are tweeting without knowing. So it's Twitter by stealth is what that is. So I'm just going to move on, unless anyone's got. Is the character still limited? Yes, it is still limited, but you know that's the nature of Twitter. Okay, so hack 4 is a change to the gradebook. One thing that I still haven't quite got my head around is the overflow in themes. I fully understand why they're there. On a fixed width theme. Sorry, I'll just put my teeth back in there. And on the gradebook, when it starts to expand across the screen, it creates its own internal scrollers, similar looking to an iframe. But it drives a lot of our tutors mad because for some reason they don't like to scroll across. Particularly on long courses, it's quite easy to lose your way in the grade book. You're scrolling down to find students from a long list, and then scrolling across to grade it, and then they have to move around, and they don't like that. So one of the things we did was a change to the grade book, just shifting some of the tails on and putting the actual grade link column, the one you click on to grade this out. We just shifted it to the left, and so staff don't need to scroll across; they can just find it straight away and click grade. Apparently, according to feedback we've had, that's been a life changer for lots of tutors. Hack 3 isn't a hack we've done, it's Sam Marshall's from the OU. It's his subpage module. It's amazing. It's still in beta, but as soon as we saw it, it just ticked so many boxes for us that we thought, you know, sod it, we'll use it in beta. And yeah, we've played with it, and I have hacked things a little bit in it. Notably the CSS, just so they look more like module links rather than links within a course. But it is fantastic. If you've not used it, do search for it and do have a play with it. It's definitely one of the ones to watch. Then at Hack 2 is the Moodle reporting engine. I needed an acronym. You've got to have acronyms in these things, and so we put the O in it to call it more. So it's Moodle Online Reporting Engine. It was a request from some senior managers who needed a way to report things in Moodle, so started throwing a load of code together and created that. That's actually outside of Moodle. It's a standalone project that wasn't supposed to carry on as a project and then just grew and grew. They're just some screenshots, but hopefully I'll be showing that. And the last hack is hack number 1, which is the My Moodle page, which is the one really that gets our students excited, and you're going to get to see that now when I give the Moodle tour. Okay, so now I'm going to start screen sharing and put this full screen. I'm going to take you through the Moodle hacks that I've just shown you and just talk over the top. So just pull up my screen share. Okay, hopefully you can all see my Moodle installation. All being well? Okay, so this is the Leeds City College Moodle. It's a custom theme. I think initially it began life as the Splash theme in Moodle 2. And then I'm not sure why we picked Splash. I think we're just drawn to it and just began hacking it, changing it, and used that as a base really. And then it slowly grew into this theme here. So one of the things we've got at the top is a Google-inspired black bar at the top, just for some quick links for students. And then we have a little stats button there. We can see online users up here, which takes us to an online users page, and also a quick link to the login. It's a fixed width theme. You can also see we've got drop downs here. This is just a JavaScript menu. It's not the inbuilt menu in Moodle 2. And that's because it's a custom menu that displays different drop downs and navigations depending on who you are, what's your roles within Moodle. Site admin get a different set of menus to say site tutors, and people within courses get different options as well. It's quite nice. It brings out a lot of the things that are hidden in Moodle and just brings them to the forefront of the page. We've got a grid system on here with links to the Welcome to Moodle course, the Moodle induction video. In case it didn't play well before, feel free to go back and stream it from the site. We have Moodle help course, student support, careers, and links to the library. Then we use the forum on the very front page just to distribute news to our students. And then we bring in some tweets here. So we're going to log in. The system uses LDAP to log in, so as long as our LDAP server is working, okay, that's fine, that works. And then I'm going to show you, draw your attention to this admin menu on here then, and then I can start with hack number 9, which is user search. So I only see the admin menu, and so do other administrators on the site. Students obviously don't see this, that would be dangerous. So I click search users, and you can see that brings up a search page and a search box here. And then what I can do is I can start typing in that search box, and then the student names drop down. So I'll search for myself, which is l.carr. You can see that's my account there, and it gives you my user ID, my email address, tells you my authentication. I have a LDAP account. You can see that drop down in real time as well, which is dead handy. We can search in this field. We can search via email address, by student ID number, or any of the actual user fields. It searches them all. There's a quick link at the bottom to create a manual account. So if I'm searching for a user and the user doesn't exist, I can click that and it takes to the Add Users page in Moodle. The small icons here, we call these admin icons, and basically that allows us to view the profile of the user. We can view the logs from that user, we can log in as that user, and we can also delete that user. So again, just quick things, and that's why we do things differently at Leeds. Is we try and do things quicker than you need to, because we are busy and it's such a big organisation. It's a matter of just getting things done, and this hack allows us to do it. So now I'm going to move on to the core search. See, it's the same principle, and basically we can, if we start typing the word chemistry, you can see it starts to bring up a list of chemistry courses on here. That's the course name. We can see it's called the EBS number, but that's the ID number. And we can also see if the courses are hidden or not from Moodle. So when the eyes open, it's visible. When the eyes close, it's hidden. We also have admin icons here as well. We can go to the course info page. We can view the category that it's in. That's very useful. So if we create new courses in that category, rather than going through the old way of doing it in Moodle where we go /course and then drill it down, we just jump straight to the category that belongs to this course. Then we can view the enrolments on the course, we can edit the course, and we can delete the course. So that was hack number, let's have a look. That was hack number 8, sorry. Okay, so moving on then to another hack, which is a quick edit course. You can see I'm just on a standard Moodle course and I've got the standard settings, but when I turn editing on, a secret block should appear. Yep, that's a secret block there called Quick Course Edit. And I can do a few things in here. I can hide the course from the My Moodle page, which I'll talk about towards the end of the session. I can jump to the category, I can pull up the course reports. That's handy because obviously in Moodle 2 the reports link's now in a different menu that you've got to add. So if that block's not on, sometimes it's frustrating to add that block just to pull up some reports. So if we're just doing a quick link just for the tutors. We can also change the ID number of the course, change the course format, and change the number of weeks and topics, and then hit save, and then that'll save the course in real time as well. So it's a really useful block. It's got various other, you can set roles and permissions and things, but it's hidden whilst editing is turned off, and when editing is on, you can see it. There's also another block here. It's not on my drop down list, but what the hey, I'm talking about it anyway. So this is course header block, and basically what this block does is this creates a course header for the course. You can see I'm using center blocks, so I can drop that block in there, and that'll take the title of the course and it'll just put that on the top of the course there. You should use a standard background, but the plan is, if time allows, to allow tutors to change that background. To put their own background in, or even take a standard header based on the category. So if it's a science course, it'll put a sciencey type background in there. So that's called the course header block. Okay, so hack number 6 was center blocks. Well, I've briefly touched upon that anyway, so that's a block in the center. Dead handy if you're building a theme. Try and put lots of different block positions in it. It makes the layout just feel so much nicer. Hack 5 was the RSS to Twitter feed. There's no need for me to show you that. You need to visit Twitter feed. Just Google that and have a look. It's dead easy to set up, and you'll love that. Hack 4 was just a change to the gradebook for an assignment submission. Let me just quickly find a course. Yeah, I have a sample training course in there. See, I just use the course search, how quickly and easy that is just to find a course. And now I'll just go into an assignment, and I can go into here. You can see down this column on the left hand side where the picture used to be, it now says grade. We didn't need the picture. Staff aren't too bothered about using the pictures, so instead of scrolling across here to grade it, which is there under status, instead tutors just click grade there. It's just one of those things that takes away that problem that a lot of tutors face. They don't like this. I do, but they don't. So that was just something for them. It's a hard hack in the code, which I'm trying not to do as many of, but it was just a matter of one of those needs must, and I had to do it. The other hack that we've got at number 3 is Sam Marshall's subcourse. Initially, when you add a subcourse, it adds a new link, just like a standard Moodle link, like here in topic 1. So what we did was we just made it a little bit more important and give it a bit more precedence. And these at the top of the course are the subcourses. So basically, it's the same standard Moodle link, but we've hacked about with the CSS, put it in a block, put a background behind it, and now it's much more visible for the students to click, and it feels like a subcourse. It feels like a meta course, and that just takes you into another course. Again, just a simple hack to do. It's a fantastic module by Sam Marshall and the guys at the OU. I can't wait to see that develop. So then hack number 2, I know I'm moving fast now. Hack number 2 is the Moodle reporting engine. It's still in its infancy. I was asked to report on various faculties using course codes, and I was doing lots of SQL queries to pull all different data, and then we have to link it to a Microsoft SQL student record system, and the whole thing was getting really tricky and messy. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to put Moodle to one side. I'm just going to fire up Notepad and just start really thrashing out some SQL queries. And you know how it gets like with these things. Then you think, oh well, I'll add a menu, and then oh, I'll add some colours, and oh, we need a logo, and before we know it, we're building this full site, and all we needed was just this single report. But it's working quite well. One of the things I'm going to show you quickly is Report Builder. It basically allows me to drill down faculties within Moodle. So I can choose, for example, sports. I can then choose a date range. So let's go back to January of this year. We'll go January the 1st, New Year's Day, up to now. We can then click on Include Resources. So it'll bring up all a brief about the resources used in this faculty and the activities, information on child courses. Can have a course breakdown as well, and assignment data, and enrolled students. So the more we tick, the more we get on the report, and then we click Build Report. Then it just words away in the background. It's quite some big nasty queries going on in there, and it's linking off to another database as well, our student record system. It's usually running a little bit faster than that. Here we go. Okay, so that's the faculty report for public services. So it gives me the date range here, and I can see how many books have been added during that range, how many labels during that date range, and the totals. And then on the right hand side of the screen, you get the total count from all time. So not within the date range, but we can see there's 17 books been used, 950 labels, and a total of 7,000 resources. Same with the activities. We can see how many assignments are used, how many chats, choice, forums, and glossaries. And it's really useful because we use course codes and category codes to sort of log everything. So this just collects all the sports courses, irrespective of what folders they're in, and brings it all just into one page. You can look at the enrollment information, how many students have visited during that time. You can look at number of assignments created, how many submissions, how many we've graded. And then we get a course breakdown of all the meta courses, child courses, within there as well, so we can see the course name, student visits, total resources and activities. So it's quite useful for me just now. I can just generate this report, print it off and send it to the head of the faculty, so they get a snapshot of what's going on Moodle, because it's very difficult to collate all that information when things are scattered everywhere. So yeah, brings me on to hack number 1. I hope you're all still with me. I obviously can't see the Adobe Connect screen because I've got this on, but hopefully you're all still there and you haven't left me. So going back to the My Moodle page, this is the thing that I've hacked the most, and I can't sort of stop hacking. I keep going to this thing and thinking, oh, we'll do this, and oh, we'll do that, and I start throwing code at this thing all the time, and I break it, and then I fix it, and then we see something we like, and then we implement that idea, and it's just grown into this big organic mess, but behind the scenes, but visually from the front end, it's fantastic, and it works really well. One of the things we've got is a My Moodle header. This is on a rotation, so very similar to Google. If we're advertising a certain event or celebrating a day, we can change that header, and that just displays for all staff. But the thing we like the most, and staff like the most, is this. It's called Moodle Folders. Basically, when you're on a Moodle course and you've got lots and lots of courses, you end up with a real long list, and it's quite difficult to find the course you want when you've got so many to choose from. So what Moodle Folders does, it allows you to create a folder and move courses within a folder. And so I'll give you a quick demo of that now. So we click add a folder, and then we create the folder. So for example, if these are my sports courses, give the folder name, and I can choose an icon. Let's choose a smiley face and click save. And then what that does is that then creates a folder here, and you can see the 0 indicates there's no courses in it. So then I find a course and I click move, and then I get the option to move to a folder. So I move it to the sports folder, and then that goes off to the database, and you can see it puts the course in there, and I can toggle between it. You think everyone would be really excited about this at our place, and the first thing said is, oh, why can't it drag and drop? Why can't I drag and drop courses into folders? And I thought, you cannot please these people. So it's such a nice and easy way to sort of manage your Moodle folders. You can add as many folders as you need, and you can also edit folders and things like that. We've got a nice tabbed system, which we're going to expand upon and maybe squeeze a few more features in there, because we can do so much more in this tabbed area. I'm just going to create another folder just for, say, all your Moodle training courses. We'll go for the little monkey picture. We'll click save, and then we've got another folder, and we can simply move the some courses into there. And it's good because they're collapsed to begin with. So when you first load your My Moodle page, everything's all nice, neat and collapsed, and then you can click on that, and then they appear. And we've seen some good examples of people using the folders, some really nice creative ways to do it. It does it in alphabetical order, so you could list them by number or by letter, A, B, C, if you really want to do it. Another thing you can see is what we call mycons, because it's icons on the My Moodle page, and it's mycons. A little bit cheesy, but we like to name things. It keeps us going. And then down at the bottom we've got featured courses. So these are courses that might be hidden from the My Moodle page, but we want people to actually to see them and get quick access to them, so I can decide what courses go in there. And that is pretty much the My Moodle page. And when I mentioned it's hidden, we've added an extra table to the courses, a hidden table, and it's basically a 1 or a 0. And if you don't want the course to appear on the My Moodle page, you set it as a 1 so it's hidden, and 0 if it's visible. And so for sub-courses and meta-course and things, you don't want a giant list of all those. You want just the parent course on your My Moodle page. So the parent course is visible, all the child courses are hidden, but you can still access them by following the link. So it keeps it nice and small. Okay, so that's they're my Moodle hacks. Hope you enjoy those. I'm going to hide that window now. And so just moving on to the future now, and what we've got planned for the future. And basically the next thing I want to do is completely change the GUI, the user interface in Moodle. I love the way it is at the moment, but I think we can do so much more and really take it to the next level. So I'm just going to make this full screen so you can see. So that's basically just your mock-up, just showing what's going on. You can see on here that we have, if I just change pen, change colour, you can see that we have a big Moodle column here, and this is basically the My Moodle page, but we're thinking about making it fixed so it's always there. You can always access your courses here, and then we're looking and working on an activity stream very similar to Facebook that tells you what's going on your Moodle courses, who's added what, who's done what, and then some quick links to add a resource and assignment to a course. And then your course actually appears here with all your topics 1 and topics 2, etc. But then we're looking at this and thinking, well, that's just a Moodle theme. That doesn't really take it to the next level. There's plenty of Moodle themes out there, but it doesn't change the user interface as much as I'd like. And that's why we're then looking at moving on to, that's just a sort of working prototype of the screen I showed you before. But then we want to take it to the next level. And this is where we're going now. This is where I'm thinking. This is where it goes a little bit crazy. But let's take away the whole notion of courses and things in Moodle. Let's make it feel like Facebook and like these new wave websites. So if we start here, and I'll just start drawing over the screen so you can see the various things. So here we've got notifications, and what I'd like here is I'd like messages to appear here, friend requests to appear here. You quickly change your settings or your profile from here, so there's things popping up that you can interact with. and then you've got a quick access to your courses here, and whether we put folders in there or how we do that, I haven't really got that far yet. And then obviously you've got your activity stream going on here about what's going on, and then the new content. But then, so rather than using conventional topics formats in Moodle and actually going into a course, we thought, well, what if we took all that away and brought the actual courses and the materials to the student? So rather than the student going off to see them, we send them to the student. And this is what I've got in mind anyway. So when I want to add something on Moodle, for example a message, why not select message and then type my message in here and hit send. And then that message, then I'll be asked where do I want to send that message, and then maybe I send it to certain groups or to a cohort within Moodle, and it's just gone. It could all be Ajax driven, so it doesn't have to reload the page, so it gets sent out to students. And same with a resource. Currently on Moodle, to add a resource, I have to find the course on the My Moodle page. I have to then click browse, add a resource, and there's so many clicks involved. So looking at this resource tab here, could we not click resource, and then we get a drop down saying where do you want to put your resource? So, and then you can choose your courses from your My Moodle courses that you're enrolled on, and then the course gets sent straight across. And then where that would appear for the students is they'd get this down here. So they would then get a list of resources that's been added. So it would say, it doesn't matter if you're on a science course and a childcare course. You could be on two different courses, and when your tutor puts something on your course, it appears down here and it says your tutor Colin has added a new resource, and you've got quick access to that resource. Then what you could do is we could create a favourite system whereby the student can add that to their favourite, so they're building up a resource bank of their own materials that they like. So rather than getting it prescribed in topics format or weeks format, they say, well, yeah, that PowerPoint's fantastic, I'll add that. That image isn't really what I was after, so I'll leave that. They can always go in and get that, but basically they're building up their own resource bank. So this thing becomes like a Facebook wall. And then they could share their wall then with other students, and they say, oh, I like that PowerPoint, and I'll use that PDF and things like that. And then the students can also just leave a comment on that resource as well. Any assignments and things should appear here. So when they've got assignments to do, they'll appear in here. Or if you're the tutor and an assignment needs marking, it'll tell you. It'll say there's 6 assignments that need grading, and when you've graded them, they disappear. This could all be done with blocks, so we could create a block for each one and then design the theme in such a way so it looks like this interface and this design. But a lot of the feedback we get from tutors is because they love the My Moodle page and what we've done, they really want it to be more, and I quote, Facebooky. A lot of the comments are, oh, make Moodle more like Facebook, and we'd like it even more than we do. And this is one way we're doing that by creating a dashboard, if you like. I don't really like to use the word dashboard because it seems a bit dated now, but a wall, if you like, of the whole activity of what's going on for that student. So straight away from that single login, they can see everything they've got to do, anything that's new. They can respond to things, add things, and do things without actually leaving that page. And the course actually goes on in the background. So we've still got standard courses and you can still teach in that way, but then maybe we add this extra layer on somehow. I haven't thought that far ahead in my thought process yet, but possibly we add that extra layer on, and then they can choose, so they can flick between the dashboard and the standard Moodle. And for tablets and iDevices and iPads and whatnot, I think this sort of interface would lend itself much better to Moodle. So that's the grand master plan. That's what we're working on. It's going to start with the theme. I've registered a GitHub to start putting the core theme on. It's very Metro in its sense. It's very Windows 8. So the theme will be coming first, and then obviously then the blocks and things, and maybe to start with it's going to be hard hacked and coded and just thrown together, because that's the way I tend to work. And then we'll make it into proper Moodle code later on. Probably if Martin's still there, he's probably cringing, shaking his head. But that's the way we do, sort of quick and just getting things done. We just sort of jump in and just start bashing away at the keyboard and see what comes out and change it and listen to feedback and change it again. So I'm going to stop my screen share. And my PowerPoint, which is also disappeared. Not a problem. Well, that's the end of my session. So now it's just open for for any questions. Julian just asked when we'll have this written by. Well, the theme, I'm planning to have the theme done for the start of September, because I want to change the theme I've just shown you with the colours and the and various things. I want to move away from that and go for something a lot more organic, less like a website and more like an application. So my plan for the theme is September. It's going to be open source. The theme itself, you're going to be able to download it from GitHub, so you can help bug test it and things like that. It is very Metro. Yes, Metro's coming. We can't avoid it. We can't avoid Microsoft, so let's join them. Let's get hold of Metro and test it. But yes, so the theme will be coming out first, and then the other hacks and blocks, well, we'll just bring them out as and when we can. I am the only one working on it. I mean, there are a team of us. There's myself, who's in charge of the overall Moodle installation and the development, and then we have a team of content developers who develop course materials and interactive things using Adobe Captivate. But they do some coding as well. But it's mostly me, and because the college has got so big now, I do less and less coding and more administration and meetings and statistics and reports and Ofsted reports and all that kind of stuff. So it's just it'll just be me punching away in my spare time. The blocks, the quick edit block, I can release that. I've not fully checked it for bugs and various things, but by all means I'll make that available to download, and also the course header block, because that's a working block which you can install. The other ones are actual hard hacks and not in block format yet. So I'll have to pull my finger out. I've just started a GitHub, Julian, just for the theme. I haven't put the other stuff on GitHub yet, but I guess I should put the block on there as well. Someone just asked me if Lee's just had content to... Oh, hang on, that's just disappeared. Let me just stretch that up a little bit so I can see. Additional learning content management system. No, everything we do is primarily just done on Moodle there. Someone just asked me how we do Moodle upgrades. Quite simple. We just upgraded to 2.23 or whatever the last one was. We just did that last Monday. It's relatively easy for us to do. We log any sort of changes that we've done, and there's only a handful of changes. It's not like it used to be where we had hacks all over the place. Everything's now is much more structured for us, and we just basically update it and then either copy our patches back in, or we've got some scripts where we can almost like batch files, basically diff files that can just change things. Okay, thanks Martin, cheers. So hopefully it's given you an insight on how we do things a bit differently at Leeds. Like I said, it's mostly just down to identifying a need. Yes, I've just been asked if I've seen the Sussex hacks. Yes, been in contact with the Sussex guys a few times. They're doing some fantastic hacks, and it's quite inspirational, really, the things that they do. They have done some great things with the iMoodle and various other little blocks and tweaks. So that is worth keeping your eye on. If people aren't aware of that, if you just type a Sussex Moodle blog into Google, you can see what they've done. They've done some great stuff. And all I'd say to people really is, you know, if you've got the time, is just to have a play at tweaking and just mucking about with things. You can often get bogged down in the whole approach to coding, and obviously it's the right way to code is to you know, follow the protocol and leave all your comments and things like that for others that you're working on. But sometimes you just got to jump in there, fire up a local version of Moodle and just play, just hack and play and throw a bit of JavaScript in there and see how you can use jQuery and throw that in there, and then you get those sort of interactions, and you identify your own needs in Moodle as well, the things that are taking you the time to do. Then little shortcuts and hacks just speed up that administration and that burden that I think we've all got as Moodle support. If we can just get rid of that and then get onto the good stuff, get onto the actually building things, which is what I like to do. Yeah, I think definitely the look and feel of Moodle has got more teachers involved. That's a good comment by Lynn. They are. I mean, they've still got the gripes like all tutors do. You know, you can make a pretty theme. You can give them the My Moodle page. You can do all sorts of things, but then they'll still complain that they have to upload resources to a course and wonder why it won't auto-populate. So just been asked about interface design and how we decide what to change. I think, to be honest, it's about following the trends. Often in education, things move a lot slower than they do in industry. And if you're sort of an active web user and you're using all these Web 2 sites, all the various social sites that there are, you can get inspired just by looking at those and thinking, that's a fantastic feature. How can we incorporate that into Moodle? And then the design almost builds itself once you start adding these features and functions. The tricky part is changing things mid-term. People don't like that, so you've got to hold off a little bit whilst you're doing your theme changes and things. People won't appreciate logging on the next day and your theme's completely changed. That's why we tend to do big releases in September, which is when UK term starts. It's like the second week in September. So we have a bit of downtime over August where with no students in and hopefully no tutors in, and that allows us just to really get cracking on. And Moodle Folders was built in about a week just during this time. I just basically locked the door, turned the lights off, put a do not disturb sign on the door, and just punched away at the keyboard until we got something. And the great thing is it doesn't matter if it's not finished and if it's not ready, if it's your own hack, because there's only you has to deal with it. The problem you've got, obviously when you release things all the time, is you're doing a lot of technical support. There's lots of bugs and there's lots of things to fix, and it doesn't always work on everybody's Moodle installation, and that can take up a lot of your time. So it's just ensuring that you've got the time to support that, which of late I haven't had much time to further develop these tweaks and these tools, but hopefully that will change once things quieten down at college. A test group of students. We don't have a test group of students. We've got an open door policy whereby we're based in the library, which is the central hub of the campus, and students just come in and chat to us and suggest things and make comments and let us know. We also use forums. We have a developer forum, so we'll put changes out and encourage staff and students to ask us questions and make their suggestions as well. We've had a few things like we do the My Moodle competition. We let students design the My Moodle banner, and the winning student, their banner stays on the My Moodle page for a week, and they can win a digital camera and things like that. So we get student involvement as much as we can, because they are our target audience. So if it's not working well for them, they won't engage with it. So the better we can make Moodle work, and the nicer it looks, and hopefully students will buy into it.
Sorry to interject, everybody, and by no means, please don't think I want to stop questions. I know that everybody's bubbling with the question they want to ask. I certainly know that I am. I always have the expectation of Lewis, and yet every time I see him present, he blows it completely out of the water. The reason I've jumped in is that I do need to say a thank you on behalf of the iMoot team. As I stressed when I introduced Lewis, I contacted, was it 2 days ago? It wasn't that long ago. Yeah. Saying we have something like that, program, yeah. Could you present? And very grateful that he did. And I think the fact that we've got 24 people in this room, all hanging on your every word, says how much we're looking forward to what you're doing. And hearing Martin saying these kind of things need to be in core is fantastic as well. So look, on behalf of the iMoot team, thank you very much for presenting. I fear you may regret it. I think your inbox will probably be flooded. I know that Twitter is kind of going nuts with your ideas at the moment. And look, hope to see you around the conference if you've got time. thanks again.
Yep, it's been a pleasure. Thank you.
But please keep the questions going. We've still got half an hour before I have to close the room, so don't feel you have to stop.